Welcome to NHL Draft Pros. On today's video, we're going to do a final 2023 NHL mock draft. Yes, we know the rankings up to 32, so we can now decide who goes where. It's going to be a lot of fun. Stick around and let's get into this. And if you want to see game highlights from the individual prospects, just head over to the homepage on NHL Draft Pros, and I have scouting reports for most of these players in this video. And as always, please subscribe and hit the like button to help the channel grow. I'd really appreciate that. Thanks. Okay, so the first overall pick to the Chicago Blackhawks. And is there any mystery to this? Who are they going to take? Yes, Connor Bedard, the top prospect throughout the whole season. And look at those stats, 57 games, 143 points, just lights out. And if you look at past notable CHL points per game, he's right up there with Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, Patrick Kane. Like, come on. Amazing. So, yeah, no surprise. Connor Bedard, number 1 to the Chicago Blackhawks. Okay, so now this is where it gets interesting. Number 2, the Anaheim Ducks. Who would they take with that pick? Well, we're going to go with Mr. Adam Fantilli. He was lights out for the University of Michigan. 65 points in 36 games. Won the Hobey Baker. And if you look at the points per games in the NCAA, he is number 1 ahead of Jack Eichel, Phil Kessel, Matty Beniers, everyone. 1.81 points per game. Yes, he was dominant this year, so Anaheim cannot pass up a 6'3" centerman in Adam Fantilli at number 2, and that's that. Now, at number 3, the Columbus Blue Jackets. They have some decisions to make, and I think that they're going to go with Leo Carlsson. Leo Carlsson was, again, another player who was just really good in the Swedish men's league there. 25 points in 44 games. And that puts him at number 3 on the list behind Lindholm and Eklund, ahead of Holtz, Nylander, Raymond, like Kasper. He's ahead of all those guys. And he's big, 6'2", and he played lights out at the World Championships, played center there. So we know that he can play either center or the wing. So I don't think that Columbus can pass up Leo Carlsson at number 3. What a pick. Number 4, San Jose Sharks. A lot of rumblings, are they going to take Michkov? Are they going to take Will Smith? Or, who are they going to go with? I'd say they're going to go with the safe pick, Will Smith, for the NTDP, the U.S. Under-18 program. He's another one that had a stellar season, 127 points in 60 games. If you check out his prospect video, like, the clips are amazing. His highlights are great. He's got such great IQ, great hands. And if you look at the points per game there, this is before the U18. He's probably higher than that, but he's right behind Jack Hughes and really close. I just think that they're going to play it safe, and they're going to go with Will Smith at number 4. What a pick for them. You can't go wrong either way. The top 5, 6 this year are amazing. All right, number 5, Montreal. Everyone, Montreal, I love the Habs. Their fan base are phenomenal. On Twitter, they're just, so many options here. What are they going to do? Who are they going to pick? Are they taking Michkov? I think they're going to go with the safe bet. And everyone knows that D are important. And David Reinbacher, he's a machine. 22 points in 46 games in the Swiss men's league. Played great at the World Championships. He's a big mobile D and potentially could, if he firms up his offense, and he's got a great shot from the point. People have to realize this kid can shoot the puck. He's a great skater. He plays well defensively. And he's right behind Roman Josi here in points per games in the Swiss League. I think that Montreal, they're making some moves, and there's a lot of forwards. They got some other picks in this draft, so I think that maybe they're going to, settle up, because Reinbacher, he ain't going to be around. Definitely not after 6. So Montreal, they're going with David Reinbacher at number 5. Great pick. All right, number 6, Arizona Coyotes. Well, they said, you know what? We can't pass up on this player. He's too good, and that's Matvei Michkov. He just landed in New York yesterday, and he's going to be at the draft taking meetings. And I don't think that Arizona's going to pass up the chance to take this player. He's got the best points per game in the KHL among all past Russians. Look at that. Ahead of Tarasenko, Panarin, Kaprizov, Kuznetsov, Kucherov. He's the real deal. He's probably 5'9", 5'10", but he can put the puck in the net. Arizona's going to say, we're taking Matvei Michkov. Thank you very much. Next, the Philadelphia Flyers at 7. And so now they got some options here as well. Who are they going to take? Well, you can't pass up on a big power forward in Ryan Leonard. 51 goals in 57 games for the under-18 U.S. team. And his points per game are right behind Cole Caulfield. Probably bumped up ahead of Caulfield after the U18s. Like I said, these stats are pre-U18. And he is just amazing. Imagine him and Cutter Gauthier on a line together. Unstoppable. Unstoppable, I say. So the Philadelphia Flyers, they're going to go with the big man, Ryan Leonard, at number 7. All right, number 8, the Washington Capitals. A lot of people say, they're going to take Michkov. He ain't making it to Washington. So who are they going to go with? Dalibor Dvorsky. Yes, another big forward. Great hockey IQ, great hands. Only had 14 points in 38 games in the Swedish second division league. But when he played with his peers, he was dominant. And if we look at those points, I mean, they're not too bad. They're right behind David Pastrnak. So he's only 17. He's young. So I think that Washington can't pass up Dalibor Dvorsky at number 8. And that's a great pick, in my opinion, as well. Detroit Red Wings, we're always anxious to see what Stevie Y is going to do on draft day. And in Nashville is going to be the same thing. Who is he going to go with this year? And I think he's going to take the little motor that doesn't stop, Zach Benson, 98 points in 60 games. He just keeps going and going and going. And when he fills out, watch out, because he's only like 150 pounds or something like that. And I'm telling you, this kid, his motor, his hockey IQ, he runs lines. Like, you got to love a player like that. If he was 6'2", he'd probably be in the top 3 talk. But look at his points per game here, 1.63, only behind Connor Bedard and Andrew Cristall. And he was really good on Winnipeg. And I think that they can't pass up Zach Benson at number 9 for the Detroit Red Wings. Okay, number 10, St. Louis Blues. Well, they have all kinds of options. And I don't think you can pass up a offensive defenseman like Axel Sandin Pellikka. He's just too smooth with the puck. His skating is phenomenal. He played really well in the SHL and the J20. And look at this. In the junior league in Sweden, he was tops among D. All D, not draft eligible D, but all D with 1.16 points per game. And like I said, his skating and his hands and vision are off the charts. So I don't think that St. Louis can pass up on Axel Sandin Pellikka at number 10. And like I said, if you want to see video clips and game highlights of these players, just head to the homepage, NHL Draft Pros, and I got all the scouting reports on a lot of these prospects. Okay, number 11, Vancouver Canucks. Who are they going to take? I think they're going to go with a big, heavy shot with Colby Barlow. 46 goals in 59 games. This kid can rip a puck, probably maybe second behind Connor Bedard. And look at those numbers there. And like I said, points per game, he's right behind Quentin Musty with 1.34 points per game in the OHL. And another player that played well internationally. And I think that you can't pass up a shooter like that. Vancouver, he's a great fit there at number 11. Okay, number 12. Arizona gets another pick in the first round here, top 12. That's amazing. And they're going to go with Dmitry Simashev. Yes, the big D who can skate too. He's got great skating and hands. And, offensively, the numbers not too good. 12 points in 33 games in MHL, but not for lack of trying. And I think that if they can fix that up, he's going to be a great prospect. And guess what? He joins Matvei Michkov. So 2 Russians going to join the Arizona Coyotes. And what a start to that draft. That's amazing. Dmitry Simashev at number 12 to Arizona. What a pickup. Okay, number 13, moving on here, we got Buffalo Sabres. What are they going to go with? They got so many options here, a lot of talent still. And I think that they're going to take a shot on Gabe Perreault. Yes, Gabe Perreault, he's one of the trio on that line with Smith, Leonard, and himself. And he had 132 points in 63 games. Got the record for one season for the NTDP under 18. What a player. And again, this is pre-U18s. He was behind Jack Hughes with 2.0 points per game. But this kid has so much hockey IQ. The knock on him is his skating, but I think that, a few years of working on that, and he's going to be a machine. And watch out. You can't teach IQ like this kid has. He's amazing. He is going to Buffalo. What a pickup at 13. Amazing. And I bet you Pittsburgh probably wanted him, but no, Buffalo said we're scooping him up first. So number 14, talk about Pittsburgh. Who are they going to take now that Gabe Perreault got picked right before they wanted him probably? Matthew Wood. Here's another player. He's a big kid, 6'3", 34 points in 35 games at UConn. Look at these points. He led the team as a draft-eligible player on UConn. So that's pretty impressive in itself, and played really well at the U18. So I think that they can't pass him up. They're going to take Matthew Wood at 14 to Pittsburgh. That's the pick. All right, number 15, we got Nashville. So this is their first pick at home. And are they going to make a splash? I think so. They're going to go with Oliver Moore, the speedy center from the NTDP U18. This kid, top skater in this draft, no doubt, and put up some decent points, playing second fiddle to that top line there. Look at Gabe, Perreault, Will Smith, Ryan Leonard, and then there's Oliver Moore, 64 points in 53 games. And I think that Nashville is going to love this kid, his speed. It could be middle six type player, and I just think that they can't pass it up, and the home crowd's going to go nuts when they see Oliver Moore getting picked at number 15 to Nashville. All right, number 16, that is the Calgary Flames. So Calgary, they got some pretty good, prospects and depth on their team, so I think they can take a shot on Brayden Yager. Now, Brayden Yager, last year, if you look at his numbers there, 34 goals in 63 games. The kid can shoot a puck. That's definitely it. This year, he went a little bit more playmaking, 50 assists in 67 games. In terms of points per game, 1.16, 7th in the WHL for draft-eligible players. But I think that if he can pick it up, and he also had a nagging shoulder injury throughout the year, so I think that may have affected him. But I think that this kid could be a steal at number 16. He's got the makings of a great two-way forward who can bury the puck. And I think that Calgary says, yeah, we're going to take a chance on Brayden Yager at number 16. What a pick. All right, just past the halfway mark of the draft, and Detroit's back up again. And now who are they going to take at number 17? Well, what a defense in Tom Willander. This kid, he rose in the draft rankings all year long. He is another great skating D who plays for Sweden. Had 25 points in 39 games in the Swedish Junior League. But I think that there's another level that he could get to. And so Detroit, wow, two great picks in Zach Benson and Tom Willander in the first 20 picks. That's amazing. So we're going to go with Tom Willander at 17 to the Detroit Red Wings. Okay, number 18, Winnipeg Jets. Who are they going to take? Another team that could use a little bit of offense, so why not go with another Swede, Otto Stenberg? And I just love that name, Otto Stenberg. What a great hockey name. And if you look at his numbers, 26 points in 29 games, and he's another one that did really well internationally, and he was a captain for Sweden, and he skates out there. He skates hard, he works hard, responsible defensively. I think that Winnipeg cannot pass up a chance on Otto Stenberg at 18. Okay, number 19, we got the Chicago Blackhawks with their second pick in the first round. And who are they going to pick after taking Connor Bedard? Well, what about his buddy, Andrew Cristall? He's a magician with the puck, 95 points in 54 games. The second best points per game in the WHL this year among draft-eligible players, 1.76. And him and Bedard are buddies. So get that magic on the power play. Good luck. The rest of the NHL, you're going to be in trouble. That's Andrew Cristall at number 19 to the Chicago Blackhawks. Number 20, the Seattle Kraken are in the house. And who are they going to take? How about Quentin Musty from the Sudbury Wolves in the OHL? 78 points in 53 games. He went on a tear in the second half of the season. He was best in points per game among OHL draft-eligible players, and I think that Seattle can't pass up the big man from Buffalo, Quentin Musty, at number 20 to the Seattle Kraken. Number 21, we got Minnesota Wild, and who are they going to go with? Well, how about the big center from Oshawa, 6'2", Calum Ritchie, who can skate, had 59 points in 59 games. He actually started off pretty slow, but then ended up the season really well, and I think that Minnesota can't pass up on a player of his caliber at 21. What a pick for Minnesota. Calum Ritchie. All right, the Flyers are on board again, and now they're going to follow up their first pick with Ryan Leonard, and I think they're going to go with a D here, and why not Lukas Dragicevic, the right-handed D from the Tri-City Americans. He absolutely blew up the Dub, 75 points in 68 games. Now, a lot of people say, well, he's a defensive liability. Yeah, he is, because he's only been playing D for 3 years. But guess what? If you put him in the minors and teach him some D, you can't teach offense like this kid has. He was 4th in the entire league, not draft-eligible players for defense, but all of the WHL with 1.1 points per game. So you know what? Look at ahead of Korchinski, Matejchuk. Yeah, he's pretty good. Philadelphia Flyers, they're going to take Lukas Dragicevic at 22. What a pickup. 23 are the New York Rangers, and they are going to take Nate Danielson from the Brandon Wheat Kings in the WHL. Look at the players from the Dub getting picked. It's unbelievable. 78 points in 68 games. He's another big center who can skate and works hard, and he had the most points on his team as a 17-year-old, 18-year-old. Nate Danielson, 78 points in 68 games. Yeah, what a pickup for New York at number 23 in Nate Danielson. Great pick. All right, number 24, Nashville's second pick of the first round. The crowd goes wild. Who are they going to take? And they're going to go with the big Russian, Daniil But. I don't know how to say his name. He had 32 points in 32 games in NHL. He's 6'5". He can skate. He's got some nice hands. And I think that Nashville are going to be happy with him. He's going to be at the draft as well. So why not take the big man, Daniil But, at number 24? To the home crowd, Nashville Predators. Okay, number 25. That is St. Louis Blues. And they're going to take a faller in this year's draft rankings, Edward Shala. He dropped big time. But you know what? Internationally, played really well. And in the Czech men's league, he had 14 points in 43 games, so nothing dominant there. They can take a chance on him at 25. And some draft rankings have him mid-first. So I think that if he drops to 25, St. Louis is scooping him up big time. So Edward Shala, 25th overall to the St. Louis Blues. At number 26, we have the San Jose Sharks who are going to be picking. And I think that they're going to go with a defenseman. And this defenseman here, another Russian, Mikhail Gulyayev. He is another great skater, 25 points in 22 games in the Russian Junior League. And he can move the puck. And I think that if he works on his defensive game too, he could be a steal at number 26. He's only about 5'10", 5'11". That's probably the biggest concern for him. But his skating is amazing. So I think San Jose is going to pick up Mikhail Gulyayev at 26. 27, that is the Colorado Avalanche. And who are they going to go with? Samuel Honzek, the big Slovak, who had 56 points in 43 games in the dub, which ranks him at number 6 in points per game for draft-eligible players in the WHL. Check out this list. They are stacked in this draft. And so he was ahead of Nate Danielson, and he's another big forward who can move the puck and good puck protection, great hands. And I think that Colorado, they're going to pick him up at number 27 and say thank you very much. All right, 28, the Toronto Maple Leafs. What do they need? They need some D help. Well, why not take a former NHL son, Oliver Bonk, played for the London Knights in the OHL, 40 points in 67 games, decent numbers, great skater. I think that he could be a steal at 28 to Toronto, and they are laughing. You got some NHL pedigree right there. And so I think that Oliver Bonk is going to go to the Toronto Maple Leafs at number 28. What a pickup. Okay, we go to 29, St. Louis Blues, another pick in the first round here. And this is my hot take right here. Kasper Halttunen. I love the big man from Finland, 6'3", 200 pounds, played really well at the World Juniors. And look at these points in the Junior Finnish League. He had 24 points in 18 games, 18 goals. He can shoot a puck for sure. I did a video on the top shooters of the draft, and he was in the mix. So I think that St. Louis, they're going to take a chance on Kasper Halttunen at number 29. I think that's a great pickup for them. Okay, number 30, the Carolina Hurricanes. So they're going to go with another player that quietly crept up the ranks, Oscar Fisker Molgaard. He's a Dane who played in Sweden, and he had 23 points in 21 games in the juniors, but he played like 40 games in the SHL, the top men's league, and had like the most points basically, I think 7 points in 40 games or something like that. And I think that he's an underrated player, but I think this is a great pickup by Carolina at 30. And they can't go wrong with Oscar Fisker Molgaard. What a pickup. All right, number 31, the Montreal Canadiens. Yes, they have many options, and you know how the Habs fans are. They're crazy for hockey, and I love it. I love talking to Habs fans. I just love it. And who are they going to go with here? Well, come on. You can't pass up the French-speaking Monsieur Ethan Gauthier. You can't pass that up. Les Habitants, please take Ethan Gauthier at 31. The crowd would go nuts. It's a great pickup. He's a great player at 69 points in 66 games. I think that Ethan Gauthier is a great pickup at 31 to the Montreal Canadiens. What a pick. Okay, last pick of the draft. Congratulations to the Vegas Knights for winning the Stanley Cup. What a playoff series they had. I thought it was great hockey. And so now they got to get back to business. Who are they going to draft? And I think that they can't pass up Riley Heidt at 32, 97 points in 68 games. He was tied with Connor Bedard for most assists, 72 assists, and he was 5th among all CHL players for points per game, 1.43. This is a great pick at 32 to Vegas. And I think that they're going to take Mr. Riley Heidt at 32. So there it is. And if you want to see game highlights and a scouting report on all these players, just head over to NHL Draft Pros on my YouTube channel and check that out. So please subscribe and hit that like button to help the channel grow. I'd really appreciate that. And we'll see you soon. Cheers.